Would you rather direct a music video for Ghost, the band, or play drums for Slipknot at Knottfest?
Whoa, that's a great question. You know, as much as I love Slipknot, and I feel like my stamina right now would, they would probably laugh me off the stage, and I wouldn't want to do that to them. So I'd go with direct a music video for Ghost. I think that would be really cool. But, you know, playing drums and Slipknot for a show would be pretty dang dope too.
Man, I just saw them a week ago. It's like they put on a show like nothing else, and just all the drummers in Slipknot are incredible. My favorite is when Clown plays the keg. That is just a moment. Oh, so good. If you guys have a chance to go to a Knottfest, go to a Knottfest. All right, here's the next question. Would you rather eat a spider, eat a scorpion? Ugh.
This is the worst question I've ever been asked in my life.
Yeah, this is from Danica.
Danica, I would just take instant death over each of those.
I mean, let's preface this with, excuse me, ma'am. You know, there are delicacies in some places. You can fry them. You can do all kinds of fun things with them.
I would, you know what? Maybe spider, because it would be a familiar taste. They say it tastes like crab and lobster mixed with like gunpowder a little bit.
Whereas
scorpion, everybody who eats them, like the tarantulas, they say that back, and they literally call them, like they call crab and lobster spiders of the ocean, and part of that is because they have such a similar profile, you know, in terms of taste. But a scorpion, whenever you hear somebody eating that, they always just say it's just bitter, gross, gnarly, slimy, gross, nasty. Nobody's ever like, oh, it's kind of like lobster.
Okay.
So I'd probably go with a spider. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lovely. All right. Next one. Danica.
That's awful. How dare you? What about you guys? Hold on.
Okay. Okay. So I would have to know what kind of spider. But I will not go near a scorpion. So it's 100% going to be spider. It's going to be spider.
Well, I think now, based on what I've just heard from clearly all the research that Steve's done, I think I'm going to go with spider.
Yeah. Okay. But like tarantula would freak me out if it was like that kind of spider. If it's like a situation where
like
we're
bite size.
Yeah, like, or blended, you know, like maybe a blended. I don't know. I'm thinking fear factor.
Spider smoothie.
I don't know.
You're disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would do what I had to do. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, next one.
These are some of my favorite things I've ever seen so far. So we have a fabulous choice. Would you rather dress up as Juice Demon?
Juice Demon?
Creepy husband. Clearly.
What is happening?
Or my favorite translation of all time, Pubescent Frog of Silent War.
Is this just because they didn't want to pay like for the licensing?
Oh yeah, that is correct.
100%.
Creepy husband. That's like that's Gomez Adams, right?
Yes.
You know, I'd probably go with the creepy husband because he looks kind of dapper, and you know, yeah, I'd go for that.
He's a dapper lad, but like, here's my thing, right? Why not go spooky husband? You know, like,
yeah, creepy husband makes it sound like there's something way more wrong than we think.
Yeah.
Creepy has like, you know, different connotations.
Yes.
So
it's true. He's trying to sleep with the girl down the street. Is what's going on. That's what that creepy husband's doing. He's like, when that husband goes to work, I'm going to her house.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that mustache. It tells you everything you need to know.
All right. It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
You don't want to be a pubescent frog of Silent War?
No.
I mean, what's the Silent War part about? I don't even understand that.
And that was my argument was, you know, they have a word for ninja and it's ninja.
Right.
But I guess even ninja is licensed. So,
I mean, it could say like dress up as a pubescent ninja frog, maybe. I don't know.
Apparently, ninja's taken.
Yeah, can't do that, and so we have to just go with frog instead of turtle, shelled creature. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know any frogs that have shells. First of all,
maybe there's no shells.
So
anyway,
problems here.
Here's the next one. Would you rather?
I mean, it's a turtle. It's like. Okay, I'm sorry. I just put that together somehow. That like, it's not even a. They don't even call it a turtle.
Amphibian. I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather do a Ghost Hunters crossover with Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, or a crossover with Property Brothers?
That's a great question. Wow. I'd have to say Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, just because I could throw down some cheeseburgers and, all kinds of stuff while I'm there. Some milkshakes, everything that's delicious in life. Whereas Property Brothers, I'm sure they're super fun and awesome, and we're part of the same umbrella now. Actually, I'm with all these people. We all work for the same network. But I feel like I'd have more fun on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. But I have heard the Property Brothers are super nice dudes, so that could be fun too.
See, I feel like if you're driving around with Guy Fieri, I feel like you can, first of all, he has an awesome car. And I feel like all the different locations you go to, you can see which one's, spooky, or if there's anything haunting one of the locations. I don't know. And like you said, you're on the same network. So
that's right. I mean, there are so many haunted restaurants. It's almost ridiculous.
Yeah. Danica, I thought you said haunted tater tots. Is that what you said?
I said jukebox, but I like haunted tater tots.
Okay.
I would definitely eat those.
Yeah.
Haunted jukebox.
How haunted they are, I will eat some tater tots.
Delish. All right. We got a couple more, Steve. What's next?
All right. Let's see. Yes. Date a zombie or date a vampire?
Ooh, zombie. Excuse me. No. I date a vampire, because zombies are going to have they're just going to smell awful and, be rotting. At least a vampire, most likely they shower. Most likely after they drink blood, they're going to wash their teeth, brush their teeth. Right. That sort of thing. So I'd say date a vampire. And I mean, just on, not that I would ever date anybody based on looks, because that obviously we all know is very selfish, or, just not selfish, but just a bad way to do things. But that doesn't hurt, that she would be not rotted.
So not someone with putrefied skin. Got
it. That's I'll skip necrosis for now. Let's just unless I can get early onset zombie, if that's a thing. If I could date an early onset zombie before it all goes downhill, maybe.
Okay.
But I think a vampire would be kind of fun. Yeah, and I feel like they would be a little more fun, hygienic? And hygienic for sure, but a little more fun. If you're dating a zombie, you're just gonna
you're just hunting for brains.
No.
Right, and they're just gonna limp over to the bed and just get in there. A vampire's, they're gonna have some fervor behind it.
I love that you approach this as a hygienic question. That's the first time I've ever seen anyone take this question that way, and I respect it very much.
Yes,
very much.
Vampires using mouthwash. A zombie is just rotting. It's
there you go, guys. There it is.
Good point.
Okay.
It's so dumb.
We're all learning from you.
Oh, I'm so crazy. I'm losing my job.
I don't think that there's any zombies watching right now that are going to write in and be like, Steve said the petrified flesh was, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. I guess this one's me. Okay. Would you rather own the Amityville house or the Poltergeist house?
That's a good one. I would like to own the Amityville house just so I can investigate it and say, I mean, most investigators are under the impression, just from knowing people who lived in the house, knowing that it's, just a bit of Hollywood hubbub in that regard. But it would be awesome to investigate it and really see what's up there. We've tried many times. I remember one of our executive producers back in the early Ghost Hunters days actually went to the Amityville house and knocked on the door because they wouldn't return phone calls and all that stuff. And they told us that they didn't want to perpetuate that stereotype anymore, so they turned us down. But then they opened up the house for a Halloween haunted house walkthrough thing. I was like, well, I don't know. That was really confusing. But I'd have to say the Amityville house. Poltergeist house would be cool. I like that modern split level kind of thing. But yeah.
Okay.
Go for the Amityville house. Not to mention resale value is probably much better.
Fair. All right. Appreciate the resale value. All right.
Location.
Next location. All right.
Mhm.
Danica.
Oh, yes. Would you rather listen to Halloween by the Misfits
Ooh.
on repeat for 24 hours or listen to Pet Sematary by the Ramones for 24 hours?
Halloween by the Misfits, 24 hours. Oh, I mean, the Ramones are great, but Misfits, that's sort of in my heart. So, yeah.
I'm on your
Great.
side.
Yes. I do love Pet Cemetery though.
I mean,
I kind of
course
love
it's
that
fabulous.
song very much. Yeah. Okay. 2 more, Steve. Here we go. Would you rather open a paranormal museum of haunts or have a graphic novel made based off taps?
Oh, that's a pretty interesting question. Opening a paranormal museum is always something that investigators think of doing. So it'd be cool. They're fun to go through and look at and that sort of thing. But there are a few that are out there, obviously, at a pretty high level. But having a graphic novel, actual stories based off of us and a series that could keep going, I think would be a lot of fun for all of us. I'll go for that because it would include me and my friends and what we do, and it would be fun as a shared experience where if I open a paranormal museum, it's just going to be for me, and people to come and, I think the other one would be a better pursuit. I kind of, not that I have a museum of haunts, but my house does have a tremendous amount of haunted stuff in it and things that you think would be haunted. And so maybe I can just have my friends come over, like walk around and stuff.
Yeah. Take the graphic novel.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that'd be fun. I'll leave the museum up to the professionals who actually want to curate things and know about, the inner workings of, because if you're going to open a museum, you got to know the lineage, you got to know the history, you got to know all of that. I know some don't. There are a few out there who just grab stuff and put them, do whatever. But the majority of them want their, I's dotted and their T's crossed and all that stuff.
And you got to make sure that things stay put where they're supposed to be.
Like that's right.
In glass and never allowed out ever again.
That's right.
So,
yep.
All right. Final one. Danica, take it home.
All right. Oh, yes. Would you rather do a paranormal investigation with no vision or do a paranormal investigation with your hearing impaired?
Ooh, just for safety's sake, I would say I would rather do it with hearing impaired, because I won't fall and kill myself. I won't fall downstairs. I won't do any of that stuff. One of our dearest friends on the planet, who's one of our camera operators on a case recently, fell through the stairs and landed in the basement and has to have surgery now. Very, very awful. Yeah. And he's someone very, very, very close to me and Tango. And he's one of our best friends. Very, very sad. Hearing, you also want that, but I feel like having your vision will probably service you much better in an investigation than, not being able to hear.